Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
And on the telephone line, we have Drew Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock. How you doing, Drew?
Great. Yourself?
Not too darn bad. I thinking this morning when I was walking up to the front door here, how nice these fall mornings are. And the other day it was nice to hear a little mooing from the sale barn, which means you had a lot of cattle moving last week. So tell us what you had last week and what's coming up.
You bet. Last week we didn't have any weigh-ups in Broken Bow due to the big run of yearlings and calves. This week going to have a big special weigh-up sale, and we got a lot of cows already on the books for that. Should be looking at about 600 to 800 head of those as they come in. We did have weigh-up sale in Burwell last Friday. Had a good run of cows over there. Had about 650 of the weigh-ups. Called that market fully steady, maybe a buck or two higher. Those good cows are 85 to 93, with the medium frame cows at 72 to 83. Thinner cows were 65 to 70 cents, and the bulls were bringing 96 to $1.08. Like I said, back there on Thursday, Broken Bow had a great run of yearlings and calves. Had a lot of buyers in the seats. The demand was good, and a lot of internet activity, and I'll kind of give you a rundown how we operated there. In the yearling division, in the steer division, we had some 858-pound steers at $1.87. Had some 871-pound steers at $1.72, and had some 976-pound steers at $1.74. And in the yearling heifer division, we had some 1,007-pound heifers at $1.67. Had some 932-pound heifers at $1.69, and then we had some 738-pound heifers preg checked open at $1.74. In the calf division, most of these calves come off the cows fresh. Most of them had their shots. In a few instances, they didn't have their fall vaccinations, but that's how we got along there. Had some 437-pound steer calves at $2.26. Had some 612-pound steers at $1.96. Had some 630-pound red steers at $1.80. Had some 550-pound steers at $2.10, and had some 579-pound steer calves at $2.05. In the heifer division with calves, we had some 775-pound heifers at $1.40. Had some 523-pound heifer calves at $1.93. Had some 683-pound heifer calves at $1.77. Had some 607-pound heifer calves at $1.66, and had some 570-pound heifer calves at $1.84. And then we had some really nice replacement quality red Angus heifers that were $5.15 at $2.36. Called that market fully steady, maybe a couple bucks lower some spots, but then dang sure 4 to 5 higher. And some others. Heifer market was awful strong there on Thursday. Next week, going to have a big week next week. Going to have a big run of calves and yearlings. Got any questions, give me a call. 308-872-1105. Got big calf sales on the 13th and the 20th. If you got any questions, need us to come out and take a look, don't hesitate to call and come out and give you an idea what these markets are doing again. Once again, give me a call, 308-872-1105.
All right, Drew. Sounds like you guys are really rolling. Appreciate the update, and hope you have a great week and some more good sales.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Yep, take care. 7:35. Drew Gaffney with the Broken Bow and Burwell livestock markets as they roll into fall, with the numbers increasing in the sales and the seats getting full in the barns. It's a fun time of year for the producers out there to see what they're going to get and what their return is. So we're lucky to have the sale barns that we have here in Broken Bow and Burwell. Brett Apperson, Dave Burney with you as I choke up. I'm going to turn it over to you for a moment.
Okay. Yeah, welcome aboard, everybody. Good to have you with us here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Do want to just mention one quick thing. Yesterday, the University of Nebraska at Kearney hosted their annual cross-country invite, and this outside of state, I'm guessing this is probably the biggest cross-country meet that there is. It's huge. And so we did a story on results yesterday, but our friend Dean Ringline was there, and he took some great pictures of some of our area kids that ran in the meet yesterday. So we encourage you to check out that story again. I was able to post the pictures this morning, so you can take a look at those now on the story posted on sandhillsexpress.com.
All right, thank you very much, Brent. Let's take a look at the school lunch menus.
Yeah, we'll get you started by going to Sargent today, where on the lunch menu they have hamburgers, chips, baked beans, fruit, and milk. That's at Sargent today.
I don't know. I'm going to have something stronger than coffee to get rid of this frog. Anselmo Myrna, chicken pot pie, baked pork fritter with biscuit, fresh baked turkey and cheese subs, mashed potatoes with chicken and gravy, fruit, vegetable, and milk at Anselmo Myrna today.
At Arcadia on the lunch menu today, now I've got it, Sloppy Joe's on the menu at Arcadia today.
At Ansley, they're having chicken fajitas, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
Sandhills today, hamburger on a bun, chips, and baked beans. That's at Sandhills in Dunning today.
Pigs in a blanket at Litchfield today.
Thetford, lasagna on the lunch menu at Thetford School.
Tacos at Arnold today.
All right, kind of the same thing at SEM. It'll be walking tacos at Sumner Eddyville Miller today.
Oven fried chicken at Callaway today. Now, when you had the chicken back in the day when you were in Loop City and you had the baked chicken, do you remember having baked chicken? It would be the back and the...
Yeah, I guess.
Did they leave the rear ends on them?
The rear ends on them?
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. I guess...
I don't think you're really a man or a woman until you eat a piece of baked chicken with the rear ends on them.
Oh, yeah?
And we had them back in the day.
Did you?
Yeah,
okay.
they just left them on there. Government couldn't afford to cut them off.
Okay. Broken Bow today, soft shell beef tacos, fish nuggets with a dinner roll, fresh baked turkey and cheese sub, vanilla berry yogurt parfait with goldfish grams, and the grill station combo today at Bow is crispy chicken sandwich basket. That's a Broken Bow. Those are your school lunch menus. Now your menu today at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow. Today they are going to be serving turkey noodle casserole, carrots, mixed fruit, and a biscuit at the Prairie Pioneer Center.
All right, birthdays today. Locally, Ken Meyer celebrating a birthday today. Travis Gary, Megan Kristen, Lauren Bunner, Lindsay Diven Cook celebrating her birthday today. I believe she's 29. Wendy Lundstrom also celebrating a birthday today. If you're celebrating a birthday, you're celebrating with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Actress.
She's
Pepper Potts. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, she played Pepper Potts on Iron Man.
Oh, that's right. She did. Yeah. She did. Didn't she play a country singer? And
she did, yeah. There was a movie that she played. You're right. Played a country singer and has, I think, a very nice singing voice.
Yes, and she was a troubled country singer, as I remember.
Oh, was she?
She had addiction problems, and she was a nervous sort, and she was rather dramatic. But she has her own, you might have caught this, I think this interview might have been on 60 Minutes. I'm not sure. It was this past weekend. She's 50 today.
Oh.
And so that's why one of the reasons they was talking to her is she's 50, and how are you dealing with 50? She's fine. Everything's okay.
Good for her.
50, because she has a $250 million business that she's created.
Oh.
Yeah. Cosmetics and some of it's a little crazy. But anyway, it's her birthday today. Lil Wayne, the rapper, is 40 today.
Okay. All right.
His real name is Dwayne Carter. Mike Smith is 73 today. Major League Baseball player, Hall of Famer, third baseman, a 12-time All-Star, played 18 seasons for the Phillies back when players stayed with the same team for a long, long time.
He was a phenomenal baseball player.
He was
great player.
Fun to watch. Sean Cassidy.
Oh, okay. One of the Hardy Boys, right? Or am I dreaming?
I think not. I think he was the heartthrob, wasn't he? The 70s teenage heartthrob, son of actress Shirley Jones, and that was in the group.
The Partridge Family?
Yeah, the Partridge Family.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that was Sean
Okay.
Cassidy,
All right.
64. He was actually the half-brother of the late fellow heartthrob David Cassidy.
Okay.
So I don't know which one was which for sure.
Who were the Hardy Boys?
I don't know.
Might have to Google that.
A lot of us guys who ate baked chickens with the rear ends on them don't pay attention to that sort of stuff.
That's killing me. I've got to find out who the Hardy Boys were. People listening right now are screaming at the radio, telling me who they are.
You're right. David Cassidy might have been with
Hardy
the Partridge Family.
Boys.
Didn't David Cassidy do the one version of Hair?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Who played the Hardy Boys in the 80s? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Parker Stevenson and Sean Cassidy.
Okay, you were right. You were
Parker
right.
Stevenson and Sean Cassidy as Frank and Joe Hardy.
And so David was in the Partridge Family.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
Now I can go on about my day.
But I think their mom for both was Shirley.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the Partridge Family.
Oh wow.
I don't think I've ever watched a rerun of the Partridge Family.
You know, I'm just betting and knowing some of the TV you watch, you might like it.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I like the old shows.
Yeah.
I like the old television.
So those are your birthdays today. Did you watch the NASA deal last night where they crashed the...
I completely forgot about it.
You can get it on your...
Forgot that it was even happening.
It was pretty cool.
Did you watch it?
Well, you watched it on my phone.
Yeah.
You could go to basically they just kept repeating it. It was live, and then they kept repeating it, showing it over again.
So did it knock the asteroid off its course?
They don't know yet.
Oh.
They're waiting for the data to come. It takes a while to get that data back from millions of miles out there, 7 million miles away.
So the rocket actually hit the asteroid. Did the rocket just like disintegrate and blow up, or could you tell?
You couldn't tell. You could see it coming onto the asteroid, right on target, and then the screen went red.
Oh.
So they knew it hit it.
It hit.
Yeah. It was pretty neat, actually. Thinking about 7 million miles away, and you can direct a rocket to hit this asteroid out there.
Wow.
And now they're going to wait and see whether it nudged the asteroid to get it out of orbit. If it did, NASA now has a tool in its back pocket to protect the Earth if an asteroid ever heads towards us. I don't know how big a one.
See, that was my next question. How big was the asteroid that they ran the rocket into? And, you know, will this, if the asteroid's bigger, will it still work?
Well, here's my thought on that. I was talking to Joan about it last night, and that kind of came up. If it was a small rocket with a nuclear head on it, then it could probably take out a pretty big one. And the problem might be is that if it was a really big asteroid, you might just make a whole bunch of little ones that would fall to the Earth's gravity too. I don't know, but It's pretty cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'll get into...
Not as cool as Bruce Willis, though, flying onto a moving asteroid or whatever it was, and then able to drop off a drilling, drill a hole and blow it up that way. That was cool.
You realize that wasn't real.
It wasn't? Oh.
No.
Oh.
Sorry. That's the movies, Brent.
Oh, okay.
This was real last night, as far as we know.
I don't know. It sure was believable to me.
Well, then again, you will like the Partridge Family. This you already know this, but I don't know how many listeners have heard this. Probably a few. The NFL is scrapping the Pro Bowl, which I don't think anybody's going to be that disappointed with, because it's not been that much fun to watch in recent years. It's kind of come down to a lot of the players don't want to play and take a chance at hurting themselves, and they kind of just...
And do you blame them?
No.
I don't blame them one bit.
But I suppose it comes down to money. What's the guy's name? JJ, that used to be on the Jeffersons?
Oh, Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker.
Yeah, played J.J. Evans, right? Wasn't it the Evans family that was on Good Times?
Oh, Good Times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Yeah, well, I told you the other day he's doing a commercial for Medicare.
And he says what?
Money.
You do that.
Dynamite. Money.
You do that so.
Do it now. So, I think what they're doing with the Pro Bowl is all about money.
Well, yeah. Well, they still want to do something to probably get people to come and watch, right?
Sure.
So, yeah, they're going to do like a bunch of skills competitions and then have a flag football game, is the way I understand it. Is that what it says there?
Yeah.
There was, I think it was Jason Kelsey, who I believe is an offensive line. I think offensive. He's a lineman for Kansas City, I think. No. Jason Kelsey would be Philadelphia, right? And then his brother, Travis, is the tight end for Kansas City.
I have no idea.
Anyway, he went on social media, and he wanted to, he suggested a hot dog eating contest for all linemen as one of the skills competitions.
Well,
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what it's going to be, is games and flag football. And they'll still be able to have a television broadcast and sell the advertising and get people to come. And
see, that's the key.
Yeah.
Got to create something to bring that TV money in.
Yep. Tempted to do the money thing again, but probably that'd be overdoing it.
Would you, though? You do it so well.
I'll save it for another day.
All right.
58 years ago, a commission led by Chief Justice Earl Warren released its conclusions on the assassination 10 months earlier of President John Kennedy. And the whole story there is that even though they released their conclusions, there was still doubts and discussions about it for a long, long time, and still theories out there as to how the assassination was done. Yeah, that was a big deal when they came out, and people started disagreeing with their conclusion. 58 years ago today, that doesn't seem possible. Let's play the game.
Okay, let's do. Let's see, new batch of questions for you. It's okay. Now, do you say autumn or fall? Is it fall or autumn to you?
They're both nice. Fall usually.
I always say the fall.
But autumn is a nicer word.
Kind of.
Has
a
little more warm feel to it.
Well, it's officially autumn. So here are questions about one of our favorite seasons, and I would agree with that statement. It's my favorite season. Love this time of year. All right, which of the following loses their leaves during autumn? Which of the following loses their leaves during autumn? Your choices are holly trees, palm trees, oak trees, or pine trees.
Oh, okay.
Which of the following loses their leaves during autumn? Holly trees, palm trees, oak trees, or pine trees? If you know, call us at 872-2801. There are plenty of reasons why so many folks choose the Tumbleweed Cafe for gathering and eating. For one, it's a friendly, fun place where everyone makes you feel right at home. It's spacious and comfortable with your choice of table, counter, or booth. Most important, of course, is the variety and unfailing quality of their excellent home-cooked menu. There's nothing like proving these things for yourself. Next time you plan to dine out, visit the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
And it is Tumbleweed Day, so that will be our prize, a tumbleweed meal. And we have a caller on the line, which we did not get a chance to talk to ahead of time. So let's find out who we have on the phone. Good morning. Who are we talking to?
Good morning. This is Janet.
Janet, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. And beautiful day
Pretty
out there.
darn good. Okay.
Yeah, pretty darn good,
Darn.
Janet.
Yep.
Yep.
I believe it.
Okay, Janet, here's your question. Which of the following loses their leaves during autumn? Is it holly trees, palm trees, oak trees, or pine trees?
Boy, I'm going to take a shot and say oak.
Yeah, you got it. There you go. And because you've answered correctly, we have a certificate that's going to get you a delicious tumbleweed meal at the Tumbleweed Cafe. So come on out and see us.
Dynamite.
Oh.
Yes, there you go. Dynamite.
Way to go, Janet. Do you want, just because you won, we could sing Tie a Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree for you if you'd like that.
We? You and Brent?
No, no, Logan's here.
Oh, yeah. Let Logan sing it alone.
Okay.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, I like that idea. Thanks, Janet.
Logan
Thank
doing a
you.
solo.
Bye.
Bye. How do you feel about that?
Well, thanks.
Logan?
Now you got that song in my head.
I hate that song.
Tie a yellow
Not very
ribbon
good.
round the old oak tree.
Oh, jeez.
Da, dun, da, da.
How you doing, Logan?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
How's things at Arrowseed?
Well, things are good. I've been trying some new stuff.
Well, experiment or
Well, kind of. Sorry, not on the Aeroseed side. On the,
on personal?
personal side. I've tried to become a bartender.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna get a bartender's license?
Well,
or?
I was kind of just being an apprentice at the moment.
Yeah.
Actually, we were in Lincoln at the in-laws,
Yes.
and I've got some friends down there that own a bar and whatever. You know, they invited me over, and it was pretty fun. Their main clientele is doctors,
Wow.
so it's like pretty high-end stuff.
yeah.
And my first customer was a pretty particular doctor, and he wanted a hazelnut daiquiri.
Hazelnut daiquiri.
Yeah, I'd never heard. Have you ever heard of a hazelnut daiquiri?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah,
I know.
Trust me, I
Exactly.
know.
I had no
Never
idea
heard
what
of
I was doing, so I just, made what I thought would be a daiquiri and accidentally used some hickory flavoring in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he took a drink and pretty promptly let me know that that was not a hazelnut daiquiri. It's like, yeah, you're right. It's a hickory daiquiri, Doc.
That is terrible. That is just terrible, Logan.
I agree with Dave. That's just a really bad joke.
I know.
Yeah.
But
You've outdone yourself. Wow.
See, that makes Logan
That-
happy.
That one might go to the top of the list
Yeah.
as
See?
far as just bad.
You could hear the collective
Hickory-
click of everybody's radio turning off.
Hickory Doc. Okay.
Yes, our ratings
I
just
got
went down dramatically. No, I don't think so. Nice try anyway.
Yeah, I know it.
And you like the clunkers, don't you?
Well, yeah, that's what, that's what gets the people going in the morning.
What I love is you've become so good at the setup of the joke. You're like becoming a professional.
So that's the thing. If the joke is bad, you have to have a good setup for it.
Yes. Yeah, you go.
It's the
It really
story.
does come down to the presentation, doesn't
Exactly.
it? Yeah.
So just like the presentation of anything that you cook food processing wise,
That is true. It's all about preparation, presentation.
it is. And we just got in our fall Allium processing order.
Oh, you got it in.
We did. We got
Great.
we got most stuff in. About the only thing we didn't get in was the high temperature cheese, which if we don't get that in, I'm going to be very disappointed, as well as a lot of other customers,
Yeah.
because the high temp cheese is what just what makes it.
Yeah, you've talked about that before, so
I have.
Hopefully that's on its way soon. So what do you have for folks?
So we got some new stuff in. We got some pepperoni making, so you can make
your own pepperoni.
Make your own pepperonis, which I think some smoked venison pepperoni would be phenomenal on a pizza.
It would be.
Or throw some in a chili.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a casserole of some sort. You know, pepperoni, there's a lot of possibilities.
There, you can go a lot of different ways with
a lot of different ways. You know, maybe you want a cold cut trio sandwich. There you go.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of options there. We also got, I believe we got some salami making kits. So you can make your own salami. So salami is more of a dry, almost like a dry cured meat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit more crumbly texture to it.
Right.
And a little bit different flavor than, say, pepperoni or actual, like, summer sausage.
Okay.
So I'm
You're excited, aren't you?
I am. This time of year, you know, these nice crisp mornings, they just...
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I was just telling Drew, you know, just hearing the cattle baying out from the sale barn and the nice cool air, and it's just a good time of year.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me of hunting season, of food processing. Well, I mean, that's 24/7, 365, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
You know, it also reminds me of planting season for some cover crops and various fall small grains. It's just that time of year.
I don't know if you got to go, probably didn't since you were out of town, but Temple Grandin, Dr. Temple Grandin was speaking Sunday night at the One Box Convention Center, and she was phenomenal. I think my wife and I are still talking mostly about that. But she was asked a question about grazing, you know, the grass-fed cattle and so forth, and she was mentioning all the options along with that, and cover crops is something that she was very adamant about.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to plant a cover crop. We know pastures got really beat up this year. You know, the long-term forecast for the next month or two is not looking the greatest from a moisture standpoint. A lot of silage was coming out, a lot of corn's coming out. You know, beans are right there.
Yep.
There's still adequate time to get some growth on a cover crop this fall that can carry you over the winter time and into next spring.
And you probably have to go, there's time, you'd probably have to go right back in after the harvest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just prepare.
You know, just get yourself prepared for that. Mm-hmm. That'll open up a lot of possibilities.
Well, a lot of the guys out there and gals are farm/cattle producers, you know, and the way the pastures got beat up this summer and the forecast, as you mentioned, you got to be thinking they're scratching their head and thinking maybe we better do something.
Yep. You know, and it's been pretty fast and furious with cover crops this fall because of that.
Yeah.
You know, we're running out of seed, getting more seed in, running out of seed, getting more seed in. You know, it's just it's a revolving door right now. So if there might be some stuff that we don't have today and you need to plant it today, but you didn't have your name on any of it, you know, we've got other options for you that will accomplish the same thing.
Yeah, some of the folks out there too, I would imagine, help me here because I'm not a farmer, but if they can get that row crop out, get the seed planted back in the cover crop and it's under a pivot, they can probably make a round or two before and get it nice and wet and then put that pivot away.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and the forecast is looking pretty mild through most of October, so there should be some pretty good opportunity for a fair amount of growth.
Yeah.
On you know, whether it's rye or wheat or triticale, barley, or a mix of all those, there's plenty of opportunity.
And supply is coming, you know.
It's a revolving door.
But so far you've been able to have what folks needed.
For the most part.
Yeah.
You know, rye is a pretty hit and miss one right now, just because it's going so fast.
Right.
right now we don't have a whole lot on hand. Tomorrow we'll be getting a bunch. Who knows how long that'll last? It's just, like I said, it's been a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have plenty of triticale on hand. We've got plenty of wheat. We can get you covered and get the same end result accomplished for you with what we do have on hand.
Well, the good news is with the technology of today, most all the guys and gals that are in grain carts and combines and trucks have a cell phone, so they can give you a call and kind of get something set up. I mean, though they're busy right now, but if they can't get in to see you, they could sure call. And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're still taking orders.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got your name on rye, we generally try to have it on hand. It sometimes doesn't work exactly like that. It's a pretty fluid situation right now with that. But if we don't have it on hand and you call, we we have a really good idea when it's going to be here, so we can say, hey, we're getting it in on Tuesday,
mm-hmm. or
we won't be getting it till Thursday, or whatever. But we can certainly set a pallet aside for you, or a couple totes, or whatever they need.
Okay.
But like I said, we've got plenty of triticale, we've got plenty of wheat, so we've got alternatives to rye that are actually, I guess I would call it a more return on your investment
mm-hmm.
alternatives.
So, over the top of rye.
Yeah, they produce more, they're higher quality forage, they're just a better cover.
Okay.
So,
all right, what is the phone number there?
Do you want our 800, our toll-free, if that's still a thing?
Well,
or our local number?
I just go with the local today.
Do we not have any international listeners today?
Well, we could actually. You can do both.
Okay,
numbers
so there we go. I mean, KBBN's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, we get out there. We get some response from some overseas.
Yep.
I don't know how we're going to get the seed over there, but
we'll find a way.
Okay.
So our toll-free number is 800
mm-hmm.
622 4727.
All right.
And our local number is 872 6826.
6826.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to stop in, you can stop in 8 o'clock to 5:30. 5:30, Monday through Friday, half days on Saturday.
Yeah, and we'll be there.
All right. Barrel Seed and Broken Bow ready to go to work for you. Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, a really good joke there, too. News is next. Rise and shine.
All right. The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN. You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The sound of Hurricane Ian tearing into western Cuba today as a Category 3 storm with winds as high as 125 miles an hour. The system is expected to pick up steam as it heads to western Florida. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in Clearwater.
Some hospitals in the area are closing and transferring their patients to safety. Even NASA's not going to take any chances. They moved the Artemis rocket indoors. We should start seeing some first signs of Ian here in the next 24 hours.
President Biden's proposing new rules for airlines so you know how much you're actually paying. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
We're talking about things like cancellation fees, baggage, change fees, any additional costs for a family to sit together.
The family of a young woman who died in the custody of Iran's morality police insists she was tortured and killed. She told CBS's Rami Inocencio.
The people of Iran want human rights, a peaceful country, and regime.
In Nebraska news, a Hastings man will be sentenced for manslaughter in connection with a traffic accident that killed 2 teenagers last December. As part of a plea, 33-year-old Anthony Pingle on Monday pleaded no contest to 2 counts of felony manslaughter. He also pleaded no contest to 2 counts of misdemeanor third-degree assault and 1 count of DUI. He had originally been charged with felony motor vehicle homicide, but prosecutors dropped those charges. Pingle is scheduled for sentencing December 5th. The fatal accident happened December 12th at an intersection just east of Hastings. The teenagers who died in the crash were 16-year-old Victoria Fleming of Superior and 18-year-old Tristan Owens of Hastings. According to the sheriff's report, Pingle's vehicle was traveling north on Blaine when it collided with the other car carrying the two victims that were traveling eastbound on 12th Street. When officers responded to the scene, they found the two passengers of the car that was hit dead. The vehicle carrying the victims was engulfed in flames when emergency crews arrived at the scene. The assault charges are related to injuries suffered by two other passengers riding in the vehicle. Investigators determined that Pingle was drunk at the time of the accident. The maximum penalty for conviction on felony manslaughter is 20 years in prison. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NFL on Monday Night Football, it was an NFC East clash as the Cowboys beat the Giants in New Jersey 23-16. The game was tied at 13 in the fourth quarter when quarterback Cooper Rush hit wide receiver C.D. Lamb on a 1-yard TD pass to give the Cowboys the lead that they would not relinquish. Rush finished with 21 of 31 in the passing department, 115 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions as he's in for the injured Dak Prescott. He's now 2-0 as a starter for the Cowboys this season, 3-0 in his career. Dallas improving to 2-1 on the season. The Giants suffer their first loss and fall to 2-1 on the season. News from the NFL where Cleveland Browns star pass rusher Myles Garrett was involved in a one-car accident Monday and was taken to the hospital with what is being called non-life-threatening injuries. The exact extent of the injuries is still unknown as far as his football playing. He did flip his vehicle. Drugs and alcohol not suspected. He was wearing a seatbelt. Baseball, Braves beat the Nationals 8-0. Atlanta's a game back of the Idle Mets for first in the NL East.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures climbing into the upper 70s for today. We'll see lots of sunshine. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 41. For Wednesday, highs in the mid-70s, mostly sunny with winds becoming breezy from the south and southeast. Thursday, sunny, breezy conditions, upper 70s for highs, and even some lower 80s making a return Friday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
Currently at our KCNI KBBN studios, we've just hit 50 degrees with a northwest breeze at 5 miles an hour, barometer 30.17, and the humidity 70%. High yesterday in Broken Bow, a beautiful 79 degrees, low dropping to 40. Our sunset this evening, 7:29. And for the month of September, an inch 21 in precipitation recorded thus far at our KCNI KBBN studios. Brent Apperson back with you here live in the studio, and we have Nathan Scott from Team Physical Therapy joining us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Before we get to PT, all right, I want to ask you about this past weekend. Earlier this year, it was announced that the family of Ralph and Lorraine Scott would be honored with the Fisher Family Award from the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame. And I believe that the family was officially honored with that award on Sunday at Lincoln East. I assume you were there. Do you mind just kind of sharing a few thoughts about that? I know that it was a great honor for your family.
Yes, absolutely. So that was this last Sunday, like you said, at Lincoln East High School. The Ralph and Lorraine Scott family. So it's an award that kind of recognizes families who over multiple generations have contributed to high school athletics here in the state of Nebraska. It meant a lot. You know, we had a good family gathering. A lot of us were able to make it down for it. Just seeing some of the types of other people that were honored there kind of made us realize how special of an award it was. They had all sorts of great athletes, coaches, officials that they honored as well during the ceremony. So it really meant a lot, to kind of be in the same ceremony as some of those other athletes and coaches. So it was really special. It was a really cool event.
Well, good. I can't think of a family who's more deserving of the honor than the Scott family, because I know high school sports has been a big part of your family through several generations. And so congratulations. I'm sure it was a great day, and we congratulate the family on such a prestigious honor.
Thank you very much.
Physical therapy. Here we are. We're like midway. Actually, you could say we're a little over midway through the fall sports season, if you can believe that. I can't. But how are things going? I know that you deal a lot with some of our high school athletes. Have we kind of been making it through the season pretty good thus far as injuries and things are concerned? Are we staying away from the real major ones? Or I'm sure there have been a few instances that you've been dealing with.
Yes, for the most part, we're making it through it pretty well. We've got a few athletes that we're working with and trying to get back for kind of the late postseason run push. It is, like you said, getting to that midpoint or even a little over midpoint for some of our sports. So it's getting to be that time of year where your bodies are hurting, they're aching, you're getting kind of beat up on, you've had some tough games or tough cross-country meets, and a lot of times you're really starting to feel it through this part of the season. It's a great time if you are having any of those aches, pains, to get in for some physical therapy. We can get you on the road to recovery, get you feeling your best for that late season push, the districts and state meets. So really, it's been a pretty good season overall, though.
Good. Yeah. You kind of lead me into my next question, and that is when it's so easy for many of us, and this goes way beyond athletes. I mean, just for anybody, you can have a pain or something, and you're just like, ugh, that hurts, but you just put it off. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And sometimes that's not the smartest thing to do, is it?
Yes. Sometimes the longer you push things off, the worse they get. Yeah. The sooner you're able to get in and kind of take care of any of those aches and pains that you're feeling, the more likely that we can improve it at a quicker pace. It's those ones where you kind of let them nag and prolong for a long time before you finally do anything about it. Those ones typically take a little bit longer to kind of get a handle on. There's always those aches and pains. Athletics is a hard thing because in a perfect world, we could just have you take a break from them for 2-3 weeks. Mm-hmm. We hate doing that. So sometimes and on occasion, we've got to try and modify things for you to still be able to compete, but try and push through and get through it with minimal pain. So some cross country and track, people are always typically shocked when I say this, but those typically seem to be the sports where we see the most athletes for, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of overuse injuries with your tendinitises, your shin splints, plantar fasciitis, patellar tendinitis, all of those things that they're just kind of an overuse type injury, and in a perfect world we can just have you stop. Hold on athletics for a while, get through some rehab, do some strengthening, some stretching. But that's not always an option for some of our athletes. It's getting to be that time of year where, taking time off is not in the cards for them. So it's kind of always a hard game to play.
Sure.
When can we take a break? When can we push them through and keep competing? But
it amazes me. Sometimes rest really can be the best healer.
Yes.
Sometimes, though, right?
Yes, it can. Those, especially like I said, those overuse injuries, just the repetitive strains at ligament attachments, tendon attachments. That's truly, rest with the proper stretching and strengthening exercises. Now, I'm not saying you go sit on the couch and do nothing. That's counterproductive as well. But paired with the right, strengthening and stretching exercises, it can be the best remedy.
Yeah, and I assume just for the everyday individual, if you're into walking or maybe you like to run, jog, and things, I'm guessing you probably deal with some people there too, where you just maybe need to take a little rest or whatever.
Yes, yep. I know that there is the Lincoln, the Good Life Halvesy half marathon coming up, and we've dealt with a few people who are getting prepped to run for that. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be rest that you recommend for people. It might be instead of running and walking, take some break off the knees and do some biking where it's less impact, lower loading through the knee and ankles. So it might not even necessarily be rest. It might just be changing kind of the approach that you're taking for a little while towards your training.
Yeah. Was there something specific, Nathan, that you wanted to visit about through team physical therapy today, or?
We definitely wanted to touch on the sports season.
Okay.
That's kind of a big part in our lives going on right now. Yeah. Also, I just want to put a plug out there for kind of our specialty clinic here in Broken Bow. We've got some great podiatrists and orthopedic specialists that come here to town. We're very fortunate to have them at our specialty clinic, and they do a really good job of kind of getting our population here in central Nebraska kind of up and going. It saves you a trip to one of the bigger cities for every time you have a checkup, or if you do end up having a surgery, saves you a big trip from coming home from that or going towards it. They do a good job of working with us and us working with them, and we really are fortunate with some of the staff that we are able to get at the specialty clinic.
Well, I'm sure it's, well, you just mentioned it's a good relationship, and I know that there's a lot of, whenever you have a surgery, my mind just immediately goes to the rehab. But now prehab has really become a huge thing before you go in and have these surgeries, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. You know, a lot of times, prehab typically involves, going through exercises, and the stronger you are going into a surgery, the stronger you are coming out of it. Also, just the familiarity with some of the exercises. When we send you home and we want you doing quad sets, short arc quads and long arc quads, for someone who doesn't exercise very often, that sounds like I'm speaking Chinese to you. So the more familiar you are with them, the more likely you're going to do them at home, the more likely you're going to do them correctly at home, and the less that you are going to kind of have to strain the mind and think about what exactly was that exercise that I was supposed to be doing. So the more prepared you are going into surgery, the more prepared you are coming out of it. Yep.
We're right. I mean, here we are in harvest season, and we've got a lot of our ag friends who are putting in some long hours and pushing their bodies a little bit to the limit with everything going on. Sometimes even just sitting in the tractor sometimes can put a strain on your back or whatever, and I'm sure you've kind of dealt with some of that.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, farmers, you about have to pry them out of the tractor to get them out of the field.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I always call it tractor neck, where people are driving the grain cart or semi-truck, and they're always looking back over their shoulder trying to see where they are in relation to the combine. I recommend, anytime that you get a break, if we finally do get some rain here in the forecast, and you're not able to get in the fields, get in and get seen, because harvest is a long season. And so the longer you let it go on, and the worse it gets typically. So the sooner you can get in and get it taken care of, the better. It's no different than our athletes. I try and tell people that every person is an athlete, just our sport is a little bit different. Sometimes it might be your job, sometimes it might be hiking or just the things you like to do on the weekends, but everybody is an athlete to some aspect, no matter the age.
Would you put a radio announcer in that category?
Absolutely.
Are you referring to Dave and I as athletes?
Yes.
Oh,
now your sport might be just standing up and sitting down in your chair, but
as far as the rigors of our athletic activity may not be quite as rigorous as others.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Still, though, thinking of myself as an athlete.
There you go.
Thank you for that. I feel better about
welcome.
myself.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. I know you guys have added to your staff and everything. You try hard to be available for walk-ins.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. We try and do our best to accommodate all walk-in, whether it be initial evaluations or appointment times. We're staffed well enough here in Broken Bow that we can make it work almost immediately. We've got several therapists on staff. In our other clinics, we're not quite as well staffed, but we try to make it. You might have to wait a half hour or so, but we're not going to make you come back. 5 hours later to set your appointment back up. But we try to accommodate it as best we can. So if you are in the area and you are thinking that you want to get in, feel free to stop by, and we'll make it work as quickly as we can.
Let's see. Team Physical Therapy locations in Burwell.
Yep.
Callaway.
Yep.
Gothenburg.
Yep.
Kearney.
Yes.
Broken Bow.
Yep.
Did I name them all?
Yes, you did.
Oh, yes.
Nailed it.
All right. Anything else you want to mention before we let you go?
I don't believe so. No.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Always good to see you.
Yes, great to see you too.
Nathan Scott with Team Physical Therapy, our guest on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Aero Aviation is happy to have served the area since 1971, and they look forward to serving you for years to come. Their aircraft is equipped with the latest in GPS guidance and flow control technology, and they're always searching for the next big thing in aviation. Contact Casey and Melissa Williams at 872-5113 and talk to them about your fall pasture spraying. That's Aero Aviation, proud to serve Custer County and surrounding areas.
It is no secret that cybersecurity and keeping your personal information safe and secure is very important. Scammers never stop and will do whatever they can to get your information. Some examples of what to be looking out for are spoofed phone calls, suspicious emails or texts, computer pop-ups, requests for urgent wire transfers or gift card purchases. If you are suspicious of fraud or a scam, always call your bank about the situation. Bruning Bank wants you to stay safe and be diligent about keeping your information secure. Our staff is trained to deal with any type of situation and is happy to help or answer any questions you may have. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
8:25, back in the studio with Brent Apperson. Thanks for taking care of things, Brent, while we took care of a little technical issue.
Sure, no problem.
I think we've got that solved now. Some more, duct tape and glue.
Yeah,
Gorilla
good.
Glue.
All right.
You can do a lot of things with a screwdriver, duct tape, and Gorilla Glue. And
yeah, well, I'm glad they came out with Gorilla Glue, because that has really helped us out here. Elmer's glue just didn't cut it sometimes. Now Gorilla Glue, boy, we're really able to fix things around here now.
Oh, man. They ever come out here and start working on some of the things around here, they're going to find a lot of Gorilla Glue.
Yes. I don't know if you heard it or not, but Nathan Scott referred to us as athletes.
Huh?
He did. He said, everybody is an athlete. And I said, so even radio announcers you would consider an athlete? He said, yes. So that made me feel really good.
That's perfect, because today is a very special day.
Oh, yeah?
For broadcasters. National Morning Show Host Day.
Really?
Yes. So
there
thank
is
you, Nathan.
such a thing?
Yes, there is.
So this is the day that we salute and honor the radio morning show host.
And TV morning host.
Oh, okay.
Both.
All right.
Says here, where else can someone with a 9th grade education make a living playing songs at 6 a.m. and reading Twitter out loud?
Well,
that is really rude.
I was going to say, I don't know if I appreciate that synopsis.
I agree. And, of course, they say when it comes to big paydays, TV's where it's at. Good Morning America's Robin Roberts makes about $20 million a year.
Wow.
$20 million per year. Same for Gayle King. And for some unexplained reason, radio's Ryan Seacrest makes about $30 million a year.
Yeah.
Maybe more important than...
I'm feeling the need to renegotiate my contract.
Yeah, I am too. I wish I had somebody to talk to besides myself. Why can't we get $20 million a year or $1 million a year? Because we don't, and we live here in the middle of Nebraska, I suppose.
But we love it.
It's good.
Yes. I would rather be here than there.
I would,
too. I will say that.
I would, too. Not that a little of that money wouldn't be handy. National Chocolate Milk Day today.
I don't know. Not a chocolate milk fan.
I think I have the solution to that problem.
Really? Because I was that kind of weird kid when we always had milk break. Did the kids still have milk break?
I don't know. We used to, too.
Yeah. When I was growing up, we always had milk break. And I want to say it was Friday. Like one day a week.
Wednesdays
was it?
For chocolate.
Yeah. There was that one day a week that you could get chocolate milk.
Right.
And I was like that one weird kid that stayed with white milk. I never liked chocolate milk. And everybody would kind of make fun of me.
Well, we would get the full vitamin D. We'd get the full, wasn't like skim milk or anything like that. You got the full good old-fashioned milk in a carton twice a day.
Yeah.
And with lunch, too. So you had milk at least twice a day, if not 3. But Wednesdays was chocolate milk day. Here's maybe something that could help you out.
Okay.
Chocolate milk. This goes to show you why we have a few problems in the world in the United States of America. We will assume things that aren't true, but there's about 7% of our population that believes chocolate milk comes from a brown cow.
Are you serious?
I am serious. 7%.
There really are people that believe that.
Yes. Actually believe that, comes from a brown cow. Now, chocolate milk goes way back to 1494. Man, that's a long time ago. An Irish doctor heard about it and brought the recipe to Europe, selling it as medicine.
Oh.
The old elixir in a bottle deal. This was chocolate milk, and it was medicine. Sold it as medicine. And here's what might help you with the taste.
Okay.
Chocolate milk is better colder than white milk. So if it's the same temperature, you might not like it for that reason. Chocolate milk's tastes better when served between 35 and 40 degrees.
Well, so that's interesting because we had you treated the staff to a chocolate shake yesterday.
Yes.
I love chocolate milkshakes. Just love chocolate shakes, but I don't like chocolate milk.
You might try it.
Is that the reason? Because
I don't know.
The chocolate shake. I mean, it's colder.
It's colder. It'd be worth a try. Do you like milk where it's so? Because you remember when you were a kid. We're doing a lot of that today for some reason. But when you were a kid, and it really got cold out, and the milk was delivered, and it was frozen.
Oh. Yeah.
And it was, you put your straw in it and you had to break it up and wait for it to melt to drink it.
You liked that?
I did kind of like that.
Did you?
It's kind of like sherbet or, I don't know, ice milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So today we've covered the fact that if you are a real man or woman, you become a real man or woman in school when they serve the baked chicken backs with their rear ends left on.
Yeah. You think members of the staff will do something to honor us during morning show host day?
I would be surprised. I really would. We were talking earlier about the NASA successful crashing a spaceship into the asteroid scenario, which is amazing. But I think I might have noticed it this morning. Jupiter will appear the brightest since 1962.
Oh.
Yeah. Before the morning light gets too bright, look to the west, and that's Jupiter. It's the brightest planet, and it is going to be as bright as it's been in 60 years, all thanks to its placement. It's currently lined up perfectly with the sun and earth, so it's really reflecting. I think I might have noticed that walking up here this morning, wondering, what is that light in the sky? That's Jupiter. It's always a little brighter in the summertime, it seems like. But right now, this is the brightest you're going to see it because it's all lined up.
All right.
That's our space news for this morning.
Oh.
Do you want to learn a little bit about carp?
Oh, carp. Yeah. Okay. I forgot that's kind of the topic for the week. Dave kind of went into this yesterday. Dave's fascination with carp. Is it a fascination or a frustration, or how do you feel about carp, Dave, before we dive into facts about carp?
I don't hate them. They're just trying to live in this world like everything else, but they're in the wrong spots. And I think they're kind of ugly.
Yeah.
But...
And they don't, I mean, I haven't. Have you ever attempted to eat carp?
I think I had some canned carp where they can it and put it in a jar. It's because it dissolves the bones, because they're pretty bony.
Yes.
But here's the thing. Beauty or taste is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Sure.
And I don't like carp mostly because, as I mentioned yesterday, I was fishing a pond I used to fish, a lake I used to fish that was clear, and you could see your lure coming to the boat and maybe a fish following it, and all of that excitement that fishermen get. I went back to that lake over the weekend, and it was all mucky and dirty and dark water, and I just knew right away. I went ahead and fished it, but I probably shouldn't have, because you usually don't do well in that kind of water unless the fish are really biting and really, really hungry. Because if you have sight fish, it just cuts down your chances, and I don't know, they just mess everything. Carp really can mess everything up, and I didn't know what it was to start with. I thought maybe the lake was turning over, but then I heard the flapping of carp, and I saw them out in the middle flopping around, and like they do, and sometimes you'll get up into shallow water and you can hear them sucking on whatever they're eating on. And that kind of angers us fishermen.
Yeah.
But a carp to a European is a whole different thing than a carp to an American, or a carp to China and Japan is much different in the way they're thought of. So here's a little history, and we'll just do a little each day, because I'm sure a lot of people don't want to listen to a lengthy, long conversation about carp. So we'll give you a little bit every day, because I think when we get through this, we'll understand that this carp situation has a lot more to do with things in our society and the way we do things in our world than just eating a carp or catching a carp or not wanting a carp around. Okay?
Okay.
So, and by the way, the carp we're talking about are the common carp that were introduced to the United States back in the 1800s. The carp, there's other carp now that were introduced in the mid-70s that you see on TV where these guys are going up a river and these carp fly out of the water.
Yes, yeah, I've seen videos of that.
Doing bad things in the Great Lakes. They're destroying things in the Great Lakes, destroying the other fish populations. That's a whole different carp. The carp we're talking is called the common carp, the mirror carp, the leather carp, and those sorts of carp that were introduced back in the 1800s. So this account, the research here is written by Rob Buffler and Tom Dickinson, and was written back in written back in the late 1980s from their book they published called Fishing for Buffalo. So here's a little history on it, and then we'll move along. I won't bore you too long, but I think it's kind of interesting. We don't like carp. In China and Japan, they think of it as a strong, intelligent fish, and it's been a symbol of nobility, honor, and courage for centuries. In Europe, it is a food reserved exclusively, if I can say that, for European royalty during the Middle Ages. The rich folks, the royalty, it was a delight to get to eat carp. Still prepared by cordon bleu chefs in the continent's finest restaurants and hotels in Britain. It's still thought of as a very, very fine thing to eat. And more anglers pursue carp than any other species in England. An English carpman who fishes for carp will fish from 1,000 to 2,000 hours a year and call it a good season to hook and land a dozen carp.
Huh.
So it's a big sport fish over there, and they are fighters when you catch them. Here in the United States, the carp known as the common carp, they think maybe a German carp, a German bass, bugle mouth, brown bass, hose lips, they have a lot of different names for them, is widely ignored if noticed at all, and in mostly just, we don't like them. So that's as far as I'm going to go.
Okay.
So in China, and I'll go a little further with this, in China, when a new baby is born, they put up a flag with a carp on it.
Really?
Yes, because they want their children to be strong and noble like the carp that they appreciate so much.
Oh.
And they do the same in Japan, not as much in Japan, but in China, they're thought of as a noble species because of when they first saw them in the Yellow River in China. They were going upstream and going over obstacles and so forth to get up to spawn. Because carpways, like a lot of fish, go upriver as far as they can to spawn, and they thought of them as strong, determined, courageous fish. So that's still an emblem in China that shows honor and strength. And here in the United States, we think, oh, carp. It's about like saying something else, carp. So those are the differences.
Okay.
Why are they so honored there and not so much here? We'll look into that a little further down the road.
All right. Well, thank you, Dave. I'm still impressed with the research that has gone on.
Well, as I said yesterday, if you are interested in something, research is enjoyable. If you're forced to research something that you don't care about, then it's a job.
Yeah, like back in high school and college, the research paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hear you.
I thought it was interesting on Sunday night when Temple Grandin was talking about different people with different skills and why they have them. And she was talking a lot about, research and hands-on situations where some people do better with hands-on situations. Some people are better verbal. She broke it all down. It was wonderful. Visual, which she is very much so. That's where her autism is located and makes her actually quite strong in that area. That's how she's made the things she's made for humane handling of livestock, by seeing how the animal sees things. But I thought it was interesting about all the research that she did when she was in college and high school, and she had an instructor invigorate her. She was not like in high school. She hated it. She was being made fun of, and it was awful. But she had some teachers that kind of saved the day and kind of understood that if she would research something she liked, she would really tear into it, and she did. And nowadays, to research, as you say, you get your computer out or you use your phone and you type in what you want to research, and there it is. It's not like when Temple was researching, where you had to get dozens and dozens of books and find the correct chapter and make notes and do all of the things that research was a big job.
Oh, yeah.
And nowadays, I think our brains are a little bit mushy because we don't really research. And all the information I gave to you, I looked it up this past weekend on my phone. And I've printed it off because I'm old-fashioned. I like to have it on paper, and I like to read it that way. But I didn't have to go through particular chapters and write down notes or anything like we used to have to do. It was a lot of work. And to make the accomplishments that scientists and all these people have done, people who create wonderful things to make our lives easier, it took a lot of testing and research. But they didn't, there's still people out there that have to do the real research to be able to post that later on the internet, right? Yeah. Very, very interesting. See what CARP can do for you?
Yeah.
So I was in the KCNI studio yesterday, and I heard this song, and I thought, I'm going to play that tomorrow on the breakfast show.
Okay.
It's an old classic that has a really good message to it. And I think when I was a kid, when this song was out, I used to kind of make fun of it. How your tastes and your opinions change as you go through life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, age certainly can kind of change your thinking on things a little bit.
So this one is, I think you'll remember it, by Henson Cargill, and it's called Skip a Rope. 8:45.
Did you like
skip-a-rope.
skipping rope? I didn't. I'll be honest. I was never good at it. I don't know why.
Didn't do much.
I was never good at skipping rope or jumping rope. Never good at that.
Hopscotch was kind of fun.
See, never really got into that either. Would you go out and with the chalk and make a hopscotch deal like right there on the driveway?
Yeah.
Would you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, my sister was a little older, so they, the neighborhood would get together and do a little of that. But skipping a rope, I think my sister did more of that than I did. I was a big fan of the hula hoop.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't remember being very good at that either. But the hula hoop was pretty big. And if you couldn't afford one, your dad or your granddad might make you a hula hoop.
Yeah. There you go.
Find some hose and put something together. Good to have you along. We'll take a quick time out. We're going to get Mark Stock on the line. We've got Mark coming up right after these words here on this Tuesday.
Grandpa Grim has disappeared from Knocker Woods. Did those dang zombies finally get him? We need your help, and even though everything's more expensive these days, not Knocker Woods, especially on Sunday all-access nights. One price for all our attractions as many times as you want. So if Friday and Saturday crowds are not your thing, come see us on Sunday. Off-site parking with free shuttles. One ticket does it all. Sunday nights at Knocker Woods in Gibbon. Get your all-access tickets now at knockerwoods.com.
What waits?
Go to Geared for Sports in Broken Bow and shop local. They have fan gear, Husker wear, and a wide selection of new men's and women's Under Armour. And right now, if you buy one regular priced apparel item, you'll get one of equal or lesser value for 50% off. Great selection and great hours. Monday to Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 4. They would love to see you through the doors for their buy one apparel item, get one 50% off sale. Now through September 30th. Geared for Sports, west side of the square in Broken Bow.
Well, good morning, everybody. Yeah, BigIron.com's got a busy day today with land and livestock selling, then a huge online auction tomorrow with a lot of equipment. Let's start off here with some land selling in Platte County, Nebraska. There's 160 acres of dryland farmland that will sell today at 10. There's also some Madison County land selling at 10 o'clock this morning, folks. There's 152 acres selling for the Rose Marie Hittner Family Trust. The earlier property is the Alfred Byerman Trust. And then we've got the MSK LLC land selling today at 11 o'clock. This is Madison County, pivot irrigated land over by Battle Creek, Nebraska. And then we've got some land selling in Reno County, Kansas, 241 acres selling in 2 tracts. This land, folks, is owned by Gerald A. Adam, and it will sell at 11 o'clock. Mike Campbell is the real estate agent handling this transaction that's located over by Alden, Kansas. This real estate sells to the highest bidder with no reserves, and all the information and the listing agent's names and phone numbers are right on the website. So please dial them up if you have questions. And, of course, all the bidding is done online, so you don't have to travel anywhere. You just need the BigIron.com website opened up, and you can bid on the property selling today. Plus, you can bid on the livestock selling this afternoon. 30 registered Black Angus pairs are selling by Bern, Kansas for the Nemaha Valley Cattle Company. They got first calf heifers and some 4 to 7 year old cows, too. And they're the pairs, folks. They got the babies on the side. And Eddie Wilson is from Holcomb, Kansas. They've got 32 head of Maine Angus Wagyu cows that are bred back to Wagyu. So if you want to get into that specialized animal breed right there, you've got a chance on the BigIron.com website this afternoon on their livestock sale. Now, tomorrow, folks, a big sale on September the 28th. We've got equipment selling all across the country. John G. Price and Shirley Price, their irrevocable trust, is in Roselle, Kansas. They've got a 2013 Versatile 2375 four-wheel drive tractor. It's only got 2,016 hours. They've got a 2003 John Deere 9550 combine. It only has 1,583 hours on the separator. That's low time for that year. It's almost 20 years old, folks. They're also selling the 930 rigid head with it, and they've got a John Deere 4650 tractor as well, plus a whole bunch more. Over by Ainsworth, Nebraska, the Cross T Ranch, they've got 30 items selling, including a John Deere 6430 premium tractor. It's got the 673 loader and a grapple fork. It's got about 5,124 hours on that tractor. They've got a 2013 Cadillac Escalade, but check this out, a 1968 and a 1970 John Deere 4020, Both of these machines are power shifts, and they're selling for the Cross T Ranch today out of Ainsworth. Now, the Gene Walters Estate, they're in Kennebec, South Dakota. They've got a Case IH 5120 tractor. This has got a loader and a grapple fork, plus they have a Massey Ferguson 265 tractor. Now, we've got quite a few things selling in Wisconsin. So we're going to talk about these things, but if you get something bought in Wisconsin, Hitchpin Logistics can give you the quotes and pick this equipment up and deliver it right to your door. But the Harvey Greinert retirement sale is in Janeville, Wisconsin. They've got a 1988 John Deere 4250 tractor. It's a quad range. It only has 5,028 hours. Now, Linda Block is retiring from Monroe, Wisconsin. She's got a 1982 white 210 tractor with only 6,031 hours. Richard Gordy is retiring from Argyle, Wisconsin. They've got 117 items altogether. They got RoGator 854 sprayers. They got an 1803 fertilizer spreader. They got a Case 1200 Series 12-row 30 planter. They got a Case 9270 four-wheel drive tractor, a Case MX 270. They got an International 186 Hydro. They got a 2005 Case International 8010 Combine and heads that will sell separate. They've got a 2015 Tempty grain trailer as well that will sell. But we also have the William Moore retirement sale in Portage, Wisconsin. They've got 50 items. But check this out, folks. A 1983 John Deere 4450 tractor that only has 2,804 hours. It is something special. Check it out on the website. They've also got a 2004 Kuhn Knight 1224 manure spreader that is just like new. Now, we've got Robert Larson retiring in Blair, Nebraska. They got a lot of shop-related equipment. They've got a Grove boom lift as well, so check that out. Folks, just a lot of land selling today, a lot of good quality livestock this afternoon, and a huge, huge auction of good quality machinery selling tomorrow morning on bigiron.com. And we can't encourage you folks enough that if you've got land, livestock, or machinery that you would like to sell, to get a hold of your local rep or call us, and we can inform the rep to get a hold of you. Our phone number is 1-800-937-3558. Thanks, guys.
She's beautiful. I love you.
Look, Daddy, I made you this.
Our little girl is growing up.
Dad, I just want to tell you I love you.
I just want to grow old with you.
They mean the world to you. Protect them for life with life insurance.
Klang Financial can help you create an individualized solution to protect your family with life insurance. Call Klang Financial today for a free consultation at 872-6810.
For 10 years, we've been sharing the stories of Nebraska kids fighting brain cancer, and you've been there to fight with them.
To those of us fighting every day, it means the world that they take the time to do that for our kids.
Be ready to fight on September 29th, the 10th annual Team Jack Radiothon, presented by the Home Agency, all across Nebraska.
Go Team Jack.
All right. Get all the details at teamjackfoundation.org.
Listen on the 29th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on KCNI 96.3 FM and 1280 AM.
It is 8:54. We're going to talk about some things now that you've heard before on the Breakfast Show, because we like to promote our area businesses and tell you about job openings. So I'll begin with the Tumbleweed Cafe and just assure you that they are more than ready to take care of you at the Tumbleweed. 7 days a week out on East Highway 2 in Broken Bow. And they have the Sunday buffet for you, which is very, very popular. They have a meeting or party room. You can have wedding receptions there. You can have birthday parties there. You can have club meetings there. All those sorts of things works perfect for, and you can actually have your food served to you while you're there as well, or they'll set up a small buffet for you. Carmen is more than willing to work with you on whatever event you want to have at their party room. And then, of course, 7 days a week, you can get breakfast all day long, all night long, except for the pancakes and waffles, which are available in the morning. And then they have the noon specials, the evening specials. They try to save you money in these difficult financial times and still provide you with home-cooked type foods, comfort foods that they have on their menu. And they have a nice refreshed menu for you to look at, too, at the Tumbleweed Cafe. So stop in and enjoy. And if you're looking for some part-time work, talk to Carmen about some duties there that you might be able to perform and make yourself some extra money or some money to go along with your rest of your family's income. And they'll be very, very... they'll do their very best, I should say, to make it work for you as far as the shifts that you can fill. Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Here's Brent.
All right, if you're looking for a place to watch the Husker game coming up on Saturday night, no better place than at Sylvester's. Grab your friends, head to Sly's. They'll have the game on the TV Saturday night. Kickoff is at 6:30. They'll have first and third quarter happy hours. And this Saturday, mountain oysters throughout the game.
Oh, boy.
Come cheer on the Huskers at Sylvester's this Saturday night. And hopefully, I know at my house, lately there have been some Husker games where it has been kind of quiet.
Yes.
But hopefully, Saturday night, it'll be the quiet little place
that rocks!
East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Yeah, and there's no bull about that. Mountain oysters.
You better believe it.
Oh. Nebraska Land Hearing Center in Broken Bow, Nebraska, serving central Nebraska. And I don't know how many towns the size of Broken Bow have a professional, a hearing specialist available to them, but we do here in downtown Broken Bow at Nebraska Land Hearing Center. We're happy about that.
Yes, Roxanne, the person to see, board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 30 years of experience right here in Broken Bow, as Dave mentioned. Always does some special things for the month as far as discounts. A lot of discounts just for buying local. So to find out more about those and what Roxanne has going on at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center, give her a call today at 308-384-3852. That's 308-384-3852. No need to travel outside the area. Roxanne sells the top technology available in the world right here in Broken Bow. And you get that really good follow-up local service, too. So call her today, 308-384-3852. You'll find their office in the Broken Bow Chamber Building, downtown Broken Bow.
We'll take a break and continue with these words.
As fall arrives, shop at Gary Superfoods for everything you need for delicious meals. Smithfield all-natural baby back ribs are $3.49 a pound right now, or get bone-in center-cut rib chops for $2.99. USDA choice T-bone steaks are $9.99 a pound. Our family party-sized chips are only $2 for $5, and for dessert, our family ice cream pails are $5.99. Gary Superfoods on South B Street in Broken Bow. Shop and save with your hometown grocery store today.
There's a difference between treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
Barney Health Mart in Broken Bow has the vitamins you need to keep your body running strong. A few options available from Health Mart include vitamin C, 500 milligram chewables, 500 milligram with rose hips, and 1,000 milligram with rose hips. A variety of vitamin B12 options are available, including 500 micrograms, 1,000 micrograms with prolonged release, 2,500 microgram quick dissolve, and 5,000 microgram quick dissolve. These and more vitamins are at Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow.
It's homecoming week, and we're excited for the fun festivities at Bow Bootery. We're celebrating with savings. Come and save 20% off anything regular priced that has red or white on it. We wish all of the homecoming candidates and players a special week. 20% off regular price merchandise with red or white on it, going on this week as we cheer on Broken Bow at Bow Bootery on the Square. Go, Bow!
Your media friends at KCNI KBBN Radio, the Custer County Chief, and K-Bear invite you to an election candidate forum Monday, October 3rd, 7 p.m. at the Municipal Auditorium in Broken Bow. Questions will be asked to candidates for County Supervisor District 7, Sarah Parliament and Donna Hovland-Bittner, Broken Bow Public School District 25, Pam Holcomb, Tom Osmond, Tim Chancellor, and Amy Tharp, Broken Bow City Council East Ward, David Schmidt, and Lawrence D. Stump. If you can't attend, watch the live stream at the Sandhills Express YouTube or Facebook page. October 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Municipal Building in Broken Bow, an election candidate forum.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Category 3 Hurricane Ian slammed into western Cuba today, and it's expected to head to Florida's west coast next. Governor Ron DeSantis moments ago.
Make sure you're executing your plan. This is imminent.
About 2.5 million Floridians are under some sort of evacuation order. Schools and airports closing. Facebook's parent company Meta says it's identified and disabled hundreds of fake social media accounts and dozens of sham websites that were spreading Kremlin talking points about the war in Ukraine. Thousands of trans students in Virginia are expected to walk out of classes today to protest Governor Youngkin's proposed restrictions on LGBTQ kids, among them 17-year-old Ranger in McLean.
I want to go to my calculus class. I do not want to be fighting for my rights.
Among proposed changes, requiring them to use bathrooms corresponding with birth genders. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NFL on Monday Night Football, it was an NFC East clash as the Cowboys beat the Giants in New Jersey 23-16. The game was tied at 13 in the fourth quarter when quarterback Cooper Rush hit wide receiver C.D. Lamb on a 1-yard TD pass to give the Cowboys the lead that they would not relinquish. Rush finished with 21 of 31 in the passing department, 115 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions as he's in for the injured Dak Prescott. He's now 2-0 as a starter for the Cowboys this season, 3-0 in his career. Dallas improving to 2-1 on the season. The Giants suffer their first loss and fall to 2-1 on the season. News from the NFL where Cleveland Browns star pass rusher Myles Garrett was involved in a one-car accident Monday and was taken to the hospital with what is being called non-life-threatening injuries. The exact extent of the injuries is still unknown as far as his football playing. He did flip his vehicle. Drugs and alcohol not suspected. He was wearing a seatbelt. Baseball, Braves beat the Nationals 8-0. Atlanta's a game back of the Idle Mets for first in the NL East.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures climbing into the upper 70s for today. We'll see lots of sunshine. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 41. For Wednesday, highs in the mid-70s, mostly sunny with winds becoming breezy from the south and southeast. Thursday, sunny, breezy conditions, upper 70s for highs, and even some lower 80s making a return Friday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your place for all things pivots and electrical. Call today to schedule your fall pivot maintenance, to quote a brand new Zomatic pivot with 0% financing, and ask how they can save you $500 on a new sprinkler package. With harvest coming, make sure your grain bins are in top working order by having them checked over or even rewired. They also carry the widest range of fuses and capacitors in town. Call today at 872-7786. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. That's Custer Electric and Irrigation at 872-7786 on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
9:04, 56 degrees outside under a sunny sky here at Broken Bow, Nebraska. It always is nice to have you folks listening. We appreciate it very much. Brent has some things he wants to tell you about. I've got some things that I'd like to tell you about, too. So who would like to go first?
I'll start. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, boy, we're getting really close to that open enrollment, Medicare, everything, that really kicks into high gear in October. So visit with Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. Liana knows everything there is to know about this, and that's a lot because I think it changes from year in and year out. So stay current with what's happening with open enrollment and Medicare. Visit with Liana, and she can help you through the process. Also, Tina Hurt, now available at the Broken Bow location here for Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. Tina licensed in property and casualty and would love to quote your home, auto, farm, and commercial policies. Of course, Chip does a lot with the ag coverage that they provide, crop insurance through Rain and Hail, NAU, and Great American. So when the time comes to discuss that this fall, please give Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency a call and see what they can offer you. They've got offices locally in Broken Bow and Callaway and other offices across the state. So visit with them today, Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
I'd like to remind you that today, on this Tuesday, there's a blood drive in Sargent at 305 West Main Street. That starts at 10:30 this morning and goes till 4:30. So a blood drive in Sargent at 305 West Main Street, right on Main Street in Sargent. Also, a flu shot clinic open to the public at the Sargent City Housing Authority today from 9 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. And the Goodwill truck is at Gary Superfoods parking lot here in Broken Bow, and it'll be there all week or until it's full. And be here through Friday unless you fill it up, and a lot of times it does get full, so you might want to get down there. But make sure they're clean, good items that somebody else can use. Here's Brent.
The Nebraska Department of Transportation is currently accepting applications for a highway maintenance worker in Oconto. For a full job description and to apply, we direct you to this website, statejobs.nebraska.gov. An online state application must be completed. And again, you can go to that website, statejobs.nebraska.gov, to apply. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity, veterans preference employer.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building, fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
Your mornings sound better.
If you're driving in the car on the way to work, it just makes your day more enjoyable just listening to them.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
That guitar may have been a little out of tune, but I think it was on purpose. Detroit City, a classic for you from Bobby Bear.
Written by?
Geez, I don't know.
Mel Tillis.
Mel?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be darned.
Pretty sure.
I think you might be right. I'm not going to argue with you on that because I don't really know. I only know about carp.
I think we should change the words to that. I want to go to Off-Broadway. I want to go to Off-Broadway, which is home.
You could have the home part in there.
Yeah.
You really could. We have the Off-Broadway ladies here. How you doing, ladies?
Good morning.
Oh, let me turn on Jody. You over there? Hello?
I'm over here.
Oh, Jody. Thank you. I didn't have you turned up there. Apologize. Personal questions first of all, if you don't mind. Listen, we're not running the clock on you here. You're not going to have to pay for this.
Jody first.
Jody first?
Okay.
Okay. Jody?
Yes.
Did you have a hula hoop when you were a youngster?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember what color it was?
No.
Were you a very good hula hooper?
No.
All right. Let me mark that down. Did you skip a rope when you were a youngster?
Yes.
Were you pretty good at that?
Yes.
I thought you might be. You're kind of athletic. Give you a check there on that. Hopscotch? Did you play hopscotch?
Yes.
All right. Were you allowed to put chalk and just draw pictures on the sidewalk at your location?
We did not have such things at that time.
A lot of chalk in the place, huh? Yeah.
And they hadn't come out with it yet.
Yeah. Okay, let me go. All right.
Telling my age.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Jessica, did you hula hoop when you were a youngster?
Yes, I did.
What color was it? Do you remember?
Pink.
Pink. Of course, pink. Pink. Hopscotch?
We didn't do that a whole lot.
Oh, no hop.
We did Foursquare.
Foursquare. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Now, Foursquare, is that with a ball?
Yes. And there's four people there's four squares and there's four people and you try to get the other person out by hitting them with the ball.
Did you play that, Brent?
No, I have not. I'm completely unfamiliar with Foursquare.
It's pretty dangerous.
No idea what it is.
You have to be fast and move. You try to hit the square before the other one.
I see.
Yeah, and if it hits your square and the ball leaves, then you're out.
Sounds like it could get really intense.
Yes, it is. The boys are mean.
The boys were mean?
Yes.
Let me mark that down.
They were.
Okay. And did you didn't do hopscotch, so you did any sidewalk art?
No.
No. Okay. All right. I'll total your scores up and let you know how that turns out at the end of the interview here. Okay. It's a personality survey. It's like, you've seen where psychiatrists have people look at strange goopy pictures and see what they see. It's kind of that same thing, only more sophisticated.
Really? Okay. Okay.
So, how are things at Off-Broadway Assisted Living, ladies?
Good.
Good.
Going really well.
Let's talk, because last time we talked, you were kind of in better shape for employees. You'd kind of made some hires that were really helping out. Do you have some positions left?
We do. We have just a couple. We have our part-time maintenance, dietary assistants, and housekeeping.
Okay. So those are those full/part-time or
just part-time?
Part-time. Those are part-time positions.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And do those start at the $17 an hour?
Yeah.
$17 an hour start for a part-time position.
That's good.
And including PTO. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Which is the power takeoff on a tractor to some people. But it's
you get a free one of those, do you?
Is that what you give them?
I'm guessing it refers more to personal time off or paid time off or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. PTO, power, powered.
No. Well, that's a big deal. I mean, that's a nice bonus to get.
Especially part-time. You don't normally get that for part-time, so that's a big bonus.
Yep.
Usually never on part-time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those positions are available, and they come and talk to Jody about that.
Yes.
All right. Or give you a call.
Give me a call.
All right.
Stop in and get an application.
Okay.
So.
All right. Yeah. And then some of the other things we like to talk about with you, of course, is the hot tub, but we'll get to that later.
Whirlpool.
Okay, whirlpool.
A single whirlpool.
Single. You can't have parties in it.
No.
Okay. You can party by yourself. Oh gosh.
That's a whole new segment.
Yeah. Any rooms available? Any apartments, I should say.
We
available?
do have a few apartments available. They just need to call and ask what's available, and then we can start the process. With winter coming up and the cold season, this would be the time to get looking into it if you're really interested. And
Yeah.
Because, when the snow flies and you need to get groceries, and we do all that for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So.
And they can go get their own groceries if they like.
If that's what they choose to do as well. So, but it's nice. No scooping, no mowing lawn. They get 3 meals a day. Their laundry is done for them. Housekeeping service. We transport them to doctor's office, hair appointments, whatnot in town. We do have an in-house beautician. We do have a library. Lawn and snow removal. We have the gazebo for the residents to use. We have activities throughout the day. We do weekly grocery shopping for them. So, yeah, they're never lonely, and we get, they get to come and go as they please and enjoy life and let us take care of them.
And one of the other things that is kind of a bonus, too, is activities. You try to have things for the folks to be involved in if they want to be.
If they want to be. We have exercise. We have bingo. We've got, I think this afternoon they're going to be doing some puzzles and some crafts, and they do their fingernails and paint their fingernails for them, and they just constantly doing something.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yep.
Set and ready to go into the fall and winter season. But you're right, now would be the time to move or make arrangements. And it does take a little while to get
Yes.
things set up, right?
Yep. By the time that, they get doctors, orders and pharmacy orders, and it's just a process and getting everything pushed through. We want to make sure there's time for them to be able to move in and get settled and not have to worry about anything. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, you realize that I'm well old enough to
You're 55.
live there. I'm over 55. So if, let's say I was kind of interested in maybe Joan and I moving in, would I be able to test the hot tub before? If I took a tour, could I hop in the hot tub?
Oh, first of all, it's a whirlpool.
Okay, the whirlpool.
And you'd have to talk to Jody.
Oh, Jody, what do you think? We're pretty tight.
Yeah, I heard a little rumor that you and I were okay, but Brent and I weren't. So,
That was right. You remember that last week?
So, but I would think
okay,
about
aren't
it.
we?
We're fine.
That's what I
We're
thought.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is how
somebody was trying.
This guy has had problems with starting rumors. He had a big problem with starting a rumor last week.
Oh, no.
So this is how rumors get started.
I can't go there again.
No, you should not.
I've been scolded. Okay. Can I ask you another personal? This is kind of personal. If you don't want to answer it, just say so. But
I say so.
We're kind of in memory lane here today. We've been talking about some of the things I asked you about, hopscotch and chocolate milk, and some of the other things we've discussed, skipping a rope and so forth. Do you remember the first, now other than a relative, the first boy that you danced with? And Brent, do you remember the first girl you danced with?
I was going to say, I never danced with a boy.
What about you, Dave? Your first boy?
Yeah.
First boy. Let me think about that one. And the first girl would have been, when you're young and you get a record player, you might dance with your cousins. And we used to polka. We had some old polka records, so we'd polka with the cousins. But as far as actually going to a teen dance and dancing, and of course, when you went to a teen dance, you weren't on a date. You would just stand over on the side there and look across and go, oh, I wonder if she was going to, if I go over there, she might say no. I don't know if I should go ask her or not. I know I'm just friends with that other nice gal. I'll go ask her because she'll dance with me.
And then when you went out to the dance floor, everybody then assumed you were together, which I didn't understand.
Yeah. And it depended on how you danced.
Well, okay.
Slow danced, So you have a recollection? I mean, that's a tough question. I don't know that I could tell.
I
do you really?
Yeah.
7th grade, St. Ed, Nebraska.
Yep.
Really? Really?
Yep.
You don't have to say who it was.
No, I
That's
won't, because he won't hear it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't think I remember the first girl I danced with, other than a relative.
Yeah.
Because I used to have Elks dances here, and you went to the Elks dance.
Oh, sure.
The boys were on one side, and the girls were on the other. And
I think it's still that way, kind of.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That floor seems so big, and they seem so far away.
Oh, it did. Yeah, it just seemed like
I gotta walk all the way across there.
I know.
Or they all just stand in the middle and jump up and down.
Oh, we didn't do that.
They just stand up and down, jump up. And
actually, I had to wear a suit coat to go to the teen dance back then, or a tie. I don't know if you had to wear a suit coat, but you had to wear a tie.
No, that's not a thing.
No, no. I always kind of got it. I was smart enough to figure out that they had you dress properly, behave yourself properly, and the adults would have the doors open so they could sit there and drink while you dance. That's when I started to figure life out. Oh, that's how that works.
Yep.
Do you remember the girl you danced with?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I didn't really go. Dancing wasn't my thing. I didn't necessarily go to many dances.
Well, you would have looked cute with your little vest and everything that you had. You ever seen him in a picture of him in his little vest?
Stop it. My favorite outfit was when, of course, I grew up in the Miami Vice days.
Right.
And I did try to dress like Sonny Crockett at my junior prom. I had the sleeveless T-shirt, with the white jacket and white pants, the boat shoes with no socks. I was really proud of myself. I thought I looked great.
I could see him being Tom Cruise, with the white T-shirt.
Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it, but I'm glad you do.
Don't you have to have muscles to be Tom Cruise? I never had muscles. Well, let's just kind of come full circle here. You guys have had events. I mean, people who are retired and over 55 and live at your establishment, they like to have, I don't know if they dance, but they love music and games and parties and so forth. You kind of go full circle, don't you?
Yes, and we actually we have our birthday party coming up this week as well that we do for our residents, and they get to pick their birthday lunch. And yeah, we like to have a good time. I mean, they're constantly doing something. Yeah. Never boring whatsoever. So.
All right. So for the jobs, they get a hold of Jody.
Yes.
Those are part-time jobs starting at
17.
I have a hard time saying that. I'm thinking 17. That's really good. And PTOs with that. You want to bring a pair of gloves so you can carry that out of there.
Yeah. And we do have a few apartments available. Just to give us a call at 308-872-2522 or stop in at 403 South 1st, right behind Casey's, and come and talk to us, and then we can set up a tour and get the process started. So.
And it's still undetermined if you're on the first tour whether you get to try the hot tub or not.
That's Jody arm twisting.
I'm just going to sit over here.
I could bring a swimsuit.
I'm just sitting over here.
How about you just come check out Off-Broadway at 308-872-2522, and we can tell you what we have to offer.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Yep. And, of course, it's easy to find. By the way, real quick, the weather's still great. I mean, the gazebo in that area is probably wonderful right now.
Oh, yeah, gazebo, and we've got a garden. Our tomatoes are really turning.
Coming on, yeah.
Yeah, we've got some ladies that go out there and do the picking for us, and, yeah, we're grateful. Yeah, it was a good tomato season so far, so.
Yeah, it was a little slow, but once it.
Yeah, so.
I was thinking about sitting in the hot tub eating fresh tomatoes.
Oh, my.
I think there's no food allowed in our whirlpool. It's not a hot tub. You really, there's a difference.
Reality.
Big difference.
It does have jets, but
Bubbles.
Yeah. You can lay back.
Oh, yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Give it a try.
Davy and the Jets.
The show is over. Thank you. We'll take this break.
Thank you.
You bet.
Last spring, you chose hard-working seed, but did it work as hard as you did? At NK Seeds, we know that all the time, all the effort, comes down to this. All that matters now is yield and how the seed performed on your acre. Because you can't fake performance, and bushels don't lie. Local results coming soon. Visit nkseeds.com/harvest.
There, we're back. I thought I had another commercial and I didn't have it.
It's all right.
So I'm still thinking about those bubbles and tomatoes, PTOs, swimsuits, hopscotch, skip a rope.
Skip a rope.
All those things sound fun. Well, you know what?
Yes.
It used to be that most weddings were in the spring. May and June,
Okay.
you know.
Summertime.
But now weddings are all year long. A lot of
Yes.
a lot of Christmas weddings, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. And around New Year's.
Yeah, a
Like
lot of
New Year's Eve or something.
Yep. Doesn't really matter the month of year anymore. So if you have a wedding ahead of you on that probably maybe wanting to look for a gift for a wedding, Circle B Stitch and Post is a great place to go get something that will be special.
Yeah.
And they are set up for wedding gifts, baby showers, and Velma can help personalize those, which even make them better. And she also has things like blankets, towel sets, afghans, onesies, personalized as well. And she can help you with new apparel styles that they have in stock, as well as she can order for you. Or if you have a quality garment that you want personalized, she can also do that. She'll let you know if that material will work with her machines. But she will do it for you if everything works out. And you can also stop by, do some shopping. You can also give Velma a call. Make sure that you're set up to go at 872-6173. Quality Custom Embroidery. And that is located at her home at 43920 Paulson Road, and the shop is in the back, and she'll be ready for you there at Circle V Stitch and Post.
Earlier this month, the Household Hazardous Waste Collection was held at sites in Broken Bow and Callaway. Well, coming up this Friday, it will move to Dawson County. On Friday, September 30th, they'll set up the Household Hazardous Waste Collection in Gothenburg at the city maintenance facility there from 9 until 10 in the morning. This is Friday. And then move it to Cozad at the recycling and disposal site there from 11 until noon. And then it will be in Lexington at the city service building from 1 until 2:30. That's the Household Hazardous Waste Collection set for Friday in Gothenburg, Cozad, and Lexington. Just some of the items that they'll accept include yard and garden chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, flammables, paints and thinners, auto products, used oil, antifreeze, household products and cleaning chemicals, batteries, fluorescent light bulbs, just to name a few of the things that they will accept. They do emphasize, though, no computers will be accepted at any of these sites, and that's on Friday, September 30th.
Thank you, Brent. Got another job opening here for you. Early childhood infant toddler cook position through Community Action Partnership. And the benefits include health, dental, life, and vision insurance, PTO, also employee assistance program, flexible 4-day working schedule, opportunities for professional development, 11 paid holidays, your birthday is paid and you get the day off, and they have the employer-matched retirement up to 3%. Now, you need to have at least a high school diploma or equivalent, a valid Nebraska driver's license, and a working phone, and some previous experience working with infants would be very, very helpful. General duties include purchase of food, preparing meals, complying with USDA requirements, responsible for cleaning classroom, and doing some dishes and laundry and so forth. So call them at 308-745-0780, extension 0. 308-745-0780 or apply online at centralnebraskacap.com. This position is also listed, the job position is listed on Sandhills Express job listing page. They are an equal opportunity employer.
Consolidated Companies has openings for full-time outside plant technicians within their organization in the Myrna area. They are seeking motivated individuals and enjoy working outside. Of course, must be safe, quality, and performance-minded, and must have a valid Nebraska driver's license. Consolidated is a family-owned telecommunications company that has been serving its customers in central and western Nebraska for over 65 years. Competitive wages and benefits package for full-time employees. You can email your resume to Ryan, R-Y-A-N, PATE at nebnet.com, or you can call Ryan Pate at 308-362-7088 for more information. And again, on all of these job opportunities that we read on The Breakfast Show, you can also access them through our website. To get all of the information, just go to sandhillsexpress.com and click on the employment page.
Thank you, Brent. I think we got everything covered here. My apologies.
The business has been taken care of.
All right. My apologies.
Apologies for what, Dave? What?
Bring up that vest again to you. That was not right. I apologize for that.
Okay.
Hey, speaking of apologizing, I want to apologize to the treasurer's office.
Oh, what did you do now?
Well, Custer County Treasurer's office. I went up there. I got a letter in the mail. Okay. Said my taxes were past due for this radio station.
Oh.
I had forgotten all about it.
Okay, that happens.
Got by me, and this is just it. I watch the news, and I read the news, I listen to the news, and it just seems like it's okay anymore. It happens a lot. People, if they're maybe friends with someone, then in a situation like this, they would get a break.
Oh.
It happens all the time. You see it happen all the time in the news. Politicians, scratching each other's backs and breaking the law, and nothing happens. I didn't really break the law. I just didn't pay my taxes. But I got a note saying I was paying some interest on it.
Oh.
And I thought maybe they wouldn't charge me interest because, I'm good with...
Oh, sure. Take that away.
We go up there a lot, and we was just up there. They gave us some candy when we were up there, I think.
Chips.
Chips, that's what it was, chips. We have a good relationship with them, and the redhead, has been problematic, but, we're getting along okay and kind of got that resolved. And I just felt like we'd get some special treatment.
Oh.
I mean, everybody else is doing it.
Did you ask? Did you ask if they would waive the late charge or whatever it was?
Well, see, that's just it. I didn't really approach it the right way. Because it wasn't the redhead's fault. I want to give her credit. She's not in that department. So I thought she was just maybe digging at me. But no, she's not in that department. It was a guy named Rob.
Oh, okay.
And like I said at the end there, when I walked away, I said, "Rob, you've robbed me."
Oh, well, that was clever.
And I got a little upset. I couldn't even hardly write the check. I was so shook up.
I mean,
I wanted a break.
You were kind of in the wrong. I mean,
what do you mean?
You were late, Dave.
Well, the hot shots do it.
Well.
I mean, I watch everybody get away with those sorts of things up on the top level.
Yeah.
I'm just a normal guy.
Well, they probably didn't know that today was Morning Show Host Appreciation Day. Had they known that maybe they would have waived the late charge.
Well, they were not even considering. I guess they treat everybody the same there.
Oh, and
it's not like
I kind of understand that.
You don't get breaks just because.
You got to be careful when you show favoritism.
Yeah. Well, and I started off kind of fake crying a little bit. And,
really?
Yeah, kind of like, well, it got by me, and I don't know why you do this to me. And
were you able to produce some tears?
I don't know if I got any tears out or not, but I did have the quivery voice. And I gave it my best shot.
Yeah.
Then for some reason, the treasurer herself got enamored by my pearl buttons on my shirt.
Okay.
And so I had to show them why she said, did you just get that to go to the Temple Grandin deal? And I said, no, I wear them all the time. I like.
You do, yes. You like the pearl snap shirts.
I think they're snappy.
Always long sleeve.
Yes, and I showed him a demonstration as to why I wear them.
Oh my
because
goodness.
I said, you go to bed, you just stand by the bed and you just pull it apart.
And you demonstrated that?
I did, and there was another lady at the driver's license window who was very nice, who was looking at me kind of funny because I had a T-shirt on. So
okay. Well, that's better.
It wasn't like
I was thinking you didn't.
No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that without
it.
I mean, back years ago, I would have did it without a T-shirt, but I don't want to harm anybody. It'd be like Medusa; they'd never be able to see again. But anyway, I just want you to know, folks, that the Treasurer's Office treats everyone the same. I thought I had a little inside shot of not having to pay the interest. I thought, I could pull a little. Well, we know each other. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Well, fairness.
But and I see it happen all the time at upper levels and in our business and government in this world. And, distrusting one another and saying what isn't true and making it true. And I thought, I'm just going to slip this one in. I'm going to put on a little plea, and because we're tight, we're friends.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. But I did. I think get a little stir up when I was showing them my example of how you can just rip that shirt and go right back into bed. Your shirt's off. You just and you're night.
Yeah.
I didn't tell my wife about this, so I hope. I might be sleeping out here at the station when you get here in the morning.
Oh, and just so you know, you certainly don't have to demonstrate for me.
I don't have a T-shirt. I had a T-shirt on earlier.
You took it off?
I did. It's on I put it in my office.
Oh.
It was one of those situations where the T-shirt was binding somehow. It wasn't lining up with the shirt. And it was driving me
sometimes
crazy.
That can happen, especially up around the neck.
That's where it was.
Yeah.
Around the neck. And that's what I think the ladies at the Treasurer's Office would have liked to do, is wring my neck. So long, everybody.
Bye.